Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know the video's private. I'm not trying to click on the video. I'm not trying to click on the video. I'm trying to click on the channel. God. YouTube.
What is going on? There
it goes.
Let me
Click on
I'm
it.
back. Now let's see if everybody comes back.
Melanie says I'm back. I'm gonna just drink my milk.
Welcome back.
My chocolate milk.
All right. That was a lot of little tiny quote in here.
We didn't notice the repeat thing because so y'all don't hear multiple echoes. I have my phone muted and Mom has her computer muted.
We didn't realize it until I happened to look over and my screen is rewinding.
Yeah.
Again.
I hope it's doing it again.
Not ours. My internet's running fine.
Doesn't mean that there's no storm interference.
So there's our little gingerbread man.
Where's his face?
He's not done yet.
Oh, whoa!
Well,
Camera, focus. I'm trying to get the cameras really. Shireen says hi. Hi, Shireen. Don't mind me. I'm trying to get the camera to. Maybe if I shut it off. Hold on, guys. We're having.
want to sell people.
Did that work? It shut me off and I'm turning it back on. Good.
Oh, I am all blurry. Oh, there I went. There I am. Oh, there I am. You know, one of these days, I will have a video in the live that I have no issues in.
Well, it doesn't help that we just had a big storm go.
Yeah, we actually did have a pretty bad storm. It wasn't
For all
super
we-
bad, but
Yeah, for all we know, a couple lines could have gotten knocked out. That's why the Wi-Fi's in grips.
all right. So I've trimmed the gingerbread.
Show Shireen the faceless gingerbread.
You want to see the faceless gingerbread?
He ain't got no face, potato. No face. Wait, what color are you doing the which one are we doing?
I've got all my stuff.
Are we doing the baker?
No.
Are we doing the one with the candy cane?
Yes.
Can you do a blue candy cane?
No.
Why?
Because I've already got my candy cane fabric belt, Jaden.
You're using my candy cane fabric?
Jaden?
Shireen says it still looks good.
Well, which way do I want this? All right, so we're going to stitch out the candy cane part first. Get our foam ready. I'm actually going to stop that and go back.
Chat filter, all messages, default, potentially appropriate. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to make sure all my settings were correct. Don't need nobody coming in here saying something and it having to be inappropriate. So I have the inappropriate message holder on. That holds it for review, but nobody else can see it except for the mods.
I hate when it does this. There we go. All right, so I'm actually going to cut my foam first.
I don't know how to say that, but the last part says Smith, and Smith says hello.
In just a second.
Live from Amsterdam, Dutch. I don't know if you found it.
Hi.
I'm confused. I don't.
All right, so the foam that I'm using is actually
Melanie's
Wait,
got to put
how
her
long?
child to bed.
and all right, Melanie. And it's an iron-on. It's fusible. However, I'm not using it as fusible. Just because it's fusible doesn't mean you have to use it that way. I have found that so far, the only trick I have found is that it's a little easier to stitch on and cut the foam before you cut the fabric. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using the placement stitch that shows you where to lay your fabric
No, thanks for translating.
in order to stitch down my foam.
Brain translated the best for me because my brain was not competing.
Got it. Whoa. Okay.
Are we yelling at the chair or the machine?
What does that tell you?
Oh shit. What the hell is that?
My machine.
No, I know, but what is it?
The foam got caught in it and it can't move.
Oh.
It's yanking my stitching.
Please hold. You need help?
Okay, that should not happen. I just didn't have it far enough over, so it caught the edge of my. No, I don't.
Sure.
Yeah. There we go.
Everything okay? Nothing's messed up?
I don't know. I won't know if it messed it up until I get done cutting the
Oh, okay.
foam. So if that happens, then just cut it and replace it. There's nothing you can really do about it. Hopefully it didn't mess up my alignment. It just simply what happened was it was stitching and it caught the end of my, ooh, that is way off. It caught the end of the piece of foam that I was stitching. So
Oh, excuse me.
all I'll do is just go back. And hope to God I can get it adjusted right. It just pulls. So usually if I pull, I think it pulled my background fabric. So hopefully by adjusting my fabric on the back end, like I had it, it should fix it without too much of a hassle. Well, not quite. All right, so we are right about here. All right. Not quite. There. So I think I've got it lined up, hopefully, where it needs to be. We hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it happens.
Do
A
you?
lot of it is the fact that this pattern isn't meant for foam. I'm just trying to enhance it, and this is one of the things that happens. So far, so good. A little off, but not too bad. I'll pretty much be able to fix it later when I put the fabric on. What's gonna tell how much I've messed up is probably when I go to do the rest of the stitches. Oh, bless it. I just messed up.
What happened?
My hoop came undone. There we go. This is just one of the things that happens when you add extra stuff. She's throwing a tantrum right now. She doesn't want to have work. I'm trying to line it up so it doesn't catch, and it's not wanting to line up. There we go. It's just gonna have to stay that way because I don't want to mess it up any more than it already is. All right, so now we've got our fabric. And this is a every which way fabric, so I'm just gonna lay it down and hope for the best. That's all I can do at this point. It happened the last stream too. I hit the machine by accident and my entire machine went off and I literally had to redo all the stitching. So far, so good. You know, I can usually adjust it to where it's gonna work the best. Screen, I can't see the comments.
Yeah.
All right, now let's see how bad I messed up, shall we? Because this will be the tail of it.
Do you drink water?
No, I'm fine.
So,
Call.
how did your wheel break?
How did my wheel break?
Yeah.
Apparently my machine decided that it was done working and broke. Or not my machine, my chair.
I was like, I was gonna say, how did your machine end up under your chair enough to break your wheel?
They all want a vacation.
Obviously, it's under too much stress. You sitting in it every day. It needs a break.
Are you saying I'm too heavy for my chair?
No, I'm saying the chair's getting tired of you. It needs a vacation.
You can have a vacation in June or in December. January.
What? Just trying to keep adding months.
Well,
Why?
technically it's December, but it's the very last day of December and it goes into January. So, you know,
Why do you say I can have a vacation then?
they won't be here for a week.
Have you even started with that yet?
Yeah. Oh, I was off a smidge.
It's just a smidge. Is it
Yeah, but it's
noticeable?
gonna put everything else off. But
Well,
that's okay. It's not by very much. It's just by the edge.
Not everything's perfect.
It might fill in with the excess of stitching. That's literally how close. It's like this close. Jaden. Yeah. That wasn't very far off. I need my bigger scissors.
Ooh, accidentally being stream because my phone's having an aneurysm.
Oh, my nose. Darn allergies. I usually don't have a problem with it.
Keyword usually. No new chats yet.
I'm just trimming the fabric, guys. And like I said, I was a smidge off from having it just at the right place when it's stitched, but I don't think it'll matter as much because it still has to have the finishing stitch put on it. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. It is what it is. And I will pick out that red stitch later. I could always go back and pick out that particular set of stitching later if it doesn't get covered. So I'm not too terribly worried about it.
Isn't doing it a pain though?
No. All right, so now, supposedly, it's gonna stitch out something. We'll see.
That
The bottom part of the hat.
The floof.
But I can tell you by the way this looks that I got it. There we go.
New Amsterdam. Where is New Amsterdam? Not in the US, is it?
No,
Oh, no.
I want to say Germany, but I don't think that's right.
Isn't that in the Netherlands?
Yeah. Ask them. My daughter would like to know where Amsterdam is located at. She can't remember offhand.
Your bad English is fine.
We don't mind the bad English.
I
I'm
can't.
from the South. We can't. When I get mad,
Yeah,
you can't understand
Netherlands.
half of what I say.
It's Netherlands.
We can decipher. You're okay. You are more than welcome in here. We
Yeah.
do not discriminate.
As long as you don't start typing in. Yeah. Then I'll probably have to ignore this.
As long as you can type it out where we can understand it, you're good. Or we can at least decipher. You're okay. If not, well, we'll figure it out.
They say thank you.
You're welcome. I've traveled all over the world, so I'm not too concerned about it.
Traveled all over the world, but you can only speak American.
I can speak some Spanish. I just haven't had to.
Spanish is like really common now.
Well, that's because they didn't offer anything else.
Really? Even with all your traveling to.
I only lived in three areas of all umpteen countries I visited, Jaden.
Oh.
Just because I've been there doesn't mean I lived there, but I have been there. Just because I visited Japan does not mean I know how to speak Japanese.
Well,
All right.
I can't remember where you
Now I
lived
need
and
to-
haven't lived.
Put the foam under this little part. Netherlands. I bet it's pretty there. I've been wanting to go to the Netherlands. That is one area that I have not been to. I know my mom went to Germany for a while.
What was your mom doing in Germany?
When my sister had her twins, when Louise had her twins, they were stationed in Germany. So my mom up and left and went to Germany. It was way before they got me. I don't even think I was born at that time.
Your mom literally said peace.
Well, she came to help because she had two other children on top of a set of newborn twins.
No, I know. Take me with you. I want to go back to my ancestors' country. From Shuri.
Really?
Look at the chat. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Okay, you can go back, but you can't take your kitties with you. I mean, you can, but it's going to take you forever to get them kitties over there. That's not even talking about how much it's going to cost you.
Smith says, I won't type too much. Phone is running out of ink.
Okay.
Machine is amazing. Have a lot to learn. I just summed it up. I'm
Oh, okay.
too lazy to read the whole thing.
Do you have an embroidery machine?
She says yes, it's the organ on the Ben Scoters.
Okay. So I'm going to link in the chat where I got my patterns, especially the one that I'm working on now. So, yes, I know you're in the Netherlands. It's a download. So you'll be able to download it to your computer and transfer it to your machine. Do you know how to do that? Or would you like me to explain it the best I can to you? What are you doing over there?
Just making my cup move. Sounds like you're moving a stone wall in a game.
It really does.
Ooh, hidden wall! Yes, I have.
Okay.
I think. That's what they mean. It's
Yes.
You can explain if one. Oh, your thingy. I don't know why yours falls asleep if it's actively going.
Your program. And now's the time to buy it, guys, because they are having a
70% off sale.
My lights are flickering. So, Designs by Juju is having a huge sale. When you buy $30 worth of stuff, they will send you a set of embroidery items. One is for a mini quilt. One is for a napkin holder. One is for a coaster. And then there's one other thing.
I think one of them is a pot holder. I saw a pot holder one.
That was the coaster.
So,
also, everything on their site right now is 70% off. So it's anywhere from $1, $2 to, $9. Give or take what it is in your area. So if you will just hang on.
I already posted the link.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it copied to my clipboard.
Now, I'm not sponsored by them. I could only wish.
Mom's just a baby.
But, yeah, I'm a baby. I'm a baby channel. I don't get the cool sponsorships. But speaking of that, make sure I'm only one away from 100 subscribers, guys. I know that's not a big number, but to me it is. Because I never have a video or a live where something doesn't happen.
That's your thing. It's no longer the fun cups. It's what's going to go wrong today.
So, go ahead and hit the like. Hit the subscribe. When you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the little bell.
Make sure the bell is solid and not an outline.
My goal is to reach 1,000 by the end of the year. And then I only have to work on my watch times. And no, my other lives are not live yet. We are working on that.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties.
Not necessarily. I just have to go through them.
You should do that tomorrow then. Owie, 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 owie.
And here in the next day or two, I will be linking my wish list from, and don't laugh, Sharon. My wish list from, I think I'm going to do Etsy, Amazon, eQuilter, and Fat Quarter Shop. Okay, so I just remembered what I was talking about. So,
silence, Mud.
When you are downloading your pattern, Okay. You're going to download it to your computer. Then you're going to need to go through, unzip the file, or click on each one. However your computer works, everybody's is different. Okay. You're going to want to put your USB drive or whatever you use to transfer your files to your machine. You're going to want to open up your file. You're going to want to go in, click whatever. Actually, let me back up. Designs by Juju actually lets you decide which one you need. So whichever, what's the word, Jaden? Whichever one your machine runs, whether it's like a Brother and it
Program?
runs a PES or one of the other ones.
Do you
Yeah,
mean
got it.
program?
The program. You're going to want to pick that one. Then you're going to download it. What you're going to do is you're going to click on it, move it to the item that you're using to transfer to your machine. Let it download to that. And then you're going to want to take it, plug it in, and go from there. All right. Now that I finally got all the phone flipped.
I would like to take this minute and congratulate you.
Why?
Pretty sure you're at 100 now.
I know it says 99. Am I at 100?
I believe so.
Oh, I gotta go see. Please
It
hold.
says 100 subscribers, 8 videos.
Am I?
Pretty sure.
I did it. All right, guys. Oh, now we're on the way to 500. Thank y'all so much. Y'all don't know how much that means to me. It takes a lot for me to get in front of y'all and to do this, mainly because I'm so scattered.
Yay, mom's me famous.
So, do you have a nickname?
I just been calling them Smith.
Smith. So, in case you didn't know, because I know you're new, thank you for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. I have a disease called MS, multiple sclerosis. It affects my neurological system. So, all my nerves in my body. And so, I have a ton of lesions and such on my brain and in my back, on my spine, and other places. And so, with MS, you tend to have a memory issue. And so, I tend to get scattered. I'm working on it. But, nobody's perfect. All right, so I need my pretty sparkly fabric. Okay. We are gonna and again, I haven't changed the stitching or the color of the thread. I will be changing it here in just a little bit.
You mean the bobbin?
No, the thread. It's just easier for me. I am really, 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 really low on thread. So the less I have to switch, the better right now. Your girl is broke. So I think with the next block,
Oh, excuse me.
even though, well, not maybe the next block, but the block after, I'm actually going to make the gingerbread puffy. Right now, I just made the hat and whatever object that particular gingerbread lady or
Don't matter,
has.
be yourself, that's what they say.
I'm trying. The southern. Oh no! Stop! Back up. I wasn't paying attention. It's okay. I can fix it. I didn't quite have my fabric far enough over this way for the little ball at the end of the Santa hat. So
The
I
bulb.
just got to fix that real quick. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull this out and pull those couple of stitches real quick. And you just take a second.
Oh, they're back.
Oh, my legs. Okay. I do not have to. I do not have to redo the whole thing. I just have to pull the couple of stitches that I stitched for the little bow, so that I can move the fabric over just a smidge. There we go. Okay, roll that out. I need my little
Lint roller.
lint roller with a fresh piece of paper, just so I can pull those threads up.
Excuse me.
Geez, even my lint roller's giving me attitude today. All right, let's see. All right, all done. I'm actually going to cut this piece, which is what I did the last time when I made this one here. I'm actually just going to do a quick cut across. That way. Well, that's my, real quick, that is my other suggestion. If you are using puffy foam, or for some reason you're using a different fabric for the little ball than you are using for the bottom part, the rim part of your hat, cut it and then place the ball fabric on. So go ahead and stitch out the hat, and if you're using foam like I am, or extra batting to make it puffy, go ahead and cut across. Then you can place that other piece of fabric over your little circle, and it'll stitch out easier. We actually don't have very much more to do. There's a little bit, but not much. It's pretty quick from here on out. Except for the finishing stitch on the gingerbread. That takes the longest. Jamie, can you reach over? Sorry, guys. Can you reach over here and grab me a paper towel so I can wipe my nose?
You want to give me some?
My allergies are just driving me up the wall right now.
You want to give me something down? They're hanging out off.
All right, so now I'm just going to cut these fabrics closer. And then we're on to finishing stitches and last minute little details. Should be over here somewhere, like right where the fan is, but between the fan and the box.
I do not see paper towels.
And like I said, I do not make a commission off anything I'm posting. I'm not sponsored by Juju. I just happen to like their designs. Can you lift me just a piece off? Just there. Okay. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, that feels better. I really struggled on whether or not I wanted to post my wish list, but I've decided that why not? Now there's things on there from a computer or two to a gaming chair, there's fabric, there's quilt books, there's quilting rulers, there's thread, there's scissors, there's vinyl for different projects. There's all kinds of stuff. Because I'd like to do a lot of different things. I really need to get some vinyl.
Why?
Or not vinyl. I need new scissors
Why?
because these are getting old.
Oh,
And I need the right ones for this particular.
are those not the ones you've been using?
Yes and no. They're getting dull. Like these aren't meant. These are cheap ones. They're not meant to stay sharp forever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just finishing up this last the upper part that we stitched. And if you don't get it exactly close, get as close as you can. Because for the most part, depending on how much you have left, it is going to be covered by the finishing stitch. I mean, you don't want to leave a 1/2 inch showing or anything, but an 1/8 of an inch, a 1/16 of an inch, I would say less than a 1/4 inch and you're good. And besides, if it still shows after the finishing stitch, you can always go back and trim a little bit more. And remember, if you happen to cut the thread, don't panic. Just finish cutting that section. Go back in your stitches and restitch it. All right. I think I got one more section to cut and we're off to the races. If you are having a hard time cutting, you can very carefully take your hoop, put your hand under, very gently and carefully push up on the section that you're trying to cut. Like I need to cut right here. So what I'll do is I'll gently push down the top part of the hat, push up the bottom part, and I'll just cut it that way. Just like that. Ooh, shoot. So again, I push down on the hat, push up on the bottom part. In my case, I'll push down on the red and I'll push up on the white and I'll very carefully just trim. There we go. Stupid word. What's wrong?
Oh, I'm trying to wound my headphone cord around my headphone cord.
All right. Now I probably shouldn't pull on this, but I'm going to.
I am,
There we go.
however, going to continue modeling from downstairs in a dark room.
Get ready.
And I don't have very many migraine meds left because I don't know if my other pack.
They're probably on my.
I brought them with me to Dad's. I have to just throw them back. So I brought with me to Dad's. And there's a high chance I probably left them at Dad's too because I know I took my meds out.
I can always call tomorrow and see if they can get you it. But it's Wednesday, and I think she's out on Wednesdays. I'll have to ask.
That's fine.
Sorry, we were discussing her headache medicine.
Drinking water in my room.
Hey, when I say it's, oh, never mind, I'll do it.
What's wrong?
I was gonna have you turn it off when I'm done, but
Should you be able to shut it off on your computer?
yeah, I can. No, I have to get up and do it, but that's fine. All right, so now we're gonna stitch out the finishing stitch of the hat, which is just a blanket stitch. Oh, I hope I'm helping. I'm still pretty new at this, so I mean, it says I had my channel for 3 years, but up until recently, I really haven't been posting consistently. Oh, no, it's gonna mess up. Give me just a second, guys. I've got to adjust this better than what it is. The good thing about this is, however, is that with I'm assuming with most machines, all machines, it has misstitched because of earlier. So it when I cut the stitches, it'll go back to the part that it was at. So all I really need to do in hindsight is to pull it up and go back on my machine, and then it should hopefully stitch it in the right spot. And then later on, what I can do is any stitches that are left showing that shouldn't be there, I can just go in with my seam ripper and pull them out. All right, let's try this again, shall we? So far, so good, guys. Yay, we did it. It's a smidge off, but nothing major. Not like it was. There was a good half inch that didn't need to be stitched. Working great now. We did it. Bye. Please come back tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow night, and I will probably be live. Well, your morning for you, but I will probably be live in the afternoon, which is evening for you. I'm assuming, or morning. I'm not sure how far ahead of you are. But thank you so much. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Not everybody else. Oh yeah, that stitch is working out wonderful. All right. I actually looking for something like this. I'm gonna step over here, guys, and turn my air off while that finishes stitching out. And so I can stretch my legs for a bit. For those of you know. And I do promise we are going to get back to quilting eventually. I'm kind of fixated on embroidery right now. That is enough, you two. Diego, Diego, back up and let her eat. Sorry, the dogs are fighting. All right. Oh, that looks good. All right, so next, we're going to stitch the little white ball part. So I need to change my thread. And I'll take this out real quick so y'all can see. So, as you can see, the red finishing stitch for the hat. If you look above right here, there's some stitching showing where it went off. What I will do is I will just simply take my embroidery, or not my embroidery scissors, my snips, my seam ripper, and I'll go in and seam rip those out later on. But because we are doing the white ball, the white ball, and I'm assuming the white part of the cap, I'm going to be switching know if that's over far enough. Give me just a second here, guys. I need to pull my fabric over just a smidge. I'm just adjusting my fabric a smidge. I'm sure I'm going to have to adjust it again, but we'll see. All right, there, that looks better. So now that we are doing white, instead of using the cream like I did on the background, I'm actually going to switch to a white thread. Right. I'm going to wind it up a bit. Out of control. Eventually, I'll have a thread storage system and things to keep my thread from unwinding until I want it to unwind. But when you don't have money, like I don't, then you use what you got, and I don't mind it. I do know that I could use tape, but the tape that I have available right now doesn't necessarily work for that. And I don't have a quilt store around me that's close enough for me to run up and grab some or grab anything that would work with that. So I'm just using what I got. Okay, so let's walk our machine down here and hope that we got this right. Oh yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? Write them in the chat. What is y'all's favorite thing to make during Christmas in July or for Christmas period? Like, is it home decor decorations? Is it gifts? What? I don't really have a favorite. If I had to pick, it would probably be I love making freestanding lace, little ornaments and stuff. And we'll be doing more of those too. Now that I found my other roll of stabilizers in the market. That hat, let's clean up my spot a little bit. I might actually go over this one more time. Just because some of the red is slightly showing. So what I'll do is just real quick, I'll just go back a bit and All right, there we go. So now I'm just going to slightly. There we go. I'll just make it a little more dense. If you think when you're making these that you would like the stitching a little more dense, don't be afraid to redo it. Back up those stitches, make them a little denser. You can also make your stitches denser through your machine, depending on the machine you have. So, like I said, don't be afraid to try new things. You can always remake it if you don't like the way it turns out. No, it's not wonky. It's I was backing up a stitch. So that's what you heard that it was the thread cutting. So, go out there, use those scraps of fabric. I've said from the beginning, these types of projects are great for scrap fabrics. If you're making it for somebody that likes a particular designer, you could take every gingerbread and put, and you could take every gingerbread and dress them, or however you want to say it, decorate them in the areas that require fabric. You could use their favorite designer fabric, and it's custom to them. These are so easy to customize, and they're so easy to experiment with and have fun with. And let me tell you, I was terrified of trying different things because I am not a scrappy type quilter, but I have found that I absolutely love using different fabrics for this. So in my own way, it's my way of, scrap quilting. The other thing that I like to change is like for the eyes, every gingerbread man or girl has got a different colored set of eyes. In the pattern, they're all black. I have chose to give them pretty eyes. All right, let's stitch these eyes out, shall we? And if you enjoy the traditional, then do it the traditional way. It's yours. Make it the way you want it made. That's the fun. All right, and the next color is going to be the cheeks. Let's see. That is the one thing that I've kept pretty consistent. However, I have run out of the white pink that I've been using. So I'm going to switch to the other pink. This takes about 3 minutes to stitch out. Oh, but we are on the home stretch. Oops. Guys, I will be back in just a minute. I need to run something to my daughter because she's not feeling good. So I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. All right. Good, we're almost done with our cheeks. They're a little darker than the other ones, but they're not too bad. Yes, I agree. All of our doors need WD-40 on them. Also, guys, if there is something you would like to see me do, please don't be afraid to leave it in the comments below. And I will see what I can do to do them. I love doing a lot of different crafts, so I have a Scan and Cut SD330 Disney edition. I also have the Cricut Maker. I love making bags, wallets. I like to sew. I am starting to get into cosplaying. It's just a matter of getting all the stuff I need, because when you start getting into cosplaying, you need a lot of materials. All right, so I'm just going to real quick trim these little threads. Also, with all the stitching that we've been doing, if you notice that the fabric that you have stitched previously, like with the brown fabric or whatever color you're using for your gingerbread or the hat or the candy cane or whatever it is pulling from your stitching. Don't panic. Sometimes that happens, especially when you tend to trim really close to the stitching. Normally, it's not a big deal because it'll be caught when you do the finishing stitch. If it tends to bother you, you could go all the way back to whatever section is bothering you and restitch it and carefully pull down the fabric so that it catches. All right, so the next one is the mouth. So let me grab my red. Maroon, red, whatever you want to call it. I'm considering it red right now because, well, I don't have any true red. All right. I need to pull this smidge, this over just a bit. There we go. That'll work. Oh. And you know, once in a while you will see some bubbling in the bottom fabric, like your gingerbread fabric. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Oh, well, his smile's a little crooked. I think I'm gonna leave it because it does go into this cheek. We're just gonna leave it for now. All right, so now, and again, the reason why I'm having to adjust this is because of the earlier. All right, now let's see where I'm lined up. And am I at the spot? Almost. I'm just trying to get it lined up the best I can. All right, that looks good. All right, so now I need to go back to my, I have chose to do the finishing stitch on all of the gingerbread in this coppery brown color. I kind of think it makes it look like the edges are darker. You know, like when you're baking gingerbread, you get the edges crispy and dark. That it kind of reminds me of. And because I'm using a white thread underneath, every once in a while, every so often on my stitching, it pulls through the white. And yes, I could adjust it and fix it. But I actually like it with this particular pattern because it makes it look like there's little specks of flour in it. At least that's what I tell myself. Okay. Uh-oh. What is going on with my machine now? Oh. Silly me. I forgot to put the needle. All right. Aw, really? She's being seriously temperamental today. There we go. All right. Let's see. There we go. Now this is the finishing stitch for the actual gingerbread part. Stop it and pull. There we go. Yes, we do like our semi crispy cookies. Crispy but chewy. What are some of y'all's favorite Christmas traditions? Okay, so the next part is the eyes. Well, I've already colored the eyes. Oh, the next part is the belt. Sorry. What color? Should we just do the traditional Santa belt, black and red? Since that's what color we're using with the fabric. I swear one of these days I'm gonna have a live that doesn't take forever. This is one of the longest parts of the stitch out. This and the red stitching. But we are almost done. Maybe. I know we have to do the white stitching around the hat, and we have to do the red stitching around the hat and the candy cane. And then he has a belt. And there's one more set of ground stitching for that pants because he's holding the candy cane. You want to say hi to Ellie? You want to say hi? Okay. Say hello to everybody. Say hello, my little princess. You're so Mama's girl. Mama, you little princess. You need a spa day for your nails, dear. They're getting long. That's my girl. Okay, here. There you go, baby. All right, so now we're going to stitch out the belt, and that takes approximately 3 minutes. So we'll just go ahead and do the normal Santa colors, the traditional black and red, or black and silver. So the belt part takes about 3 minutes. And then the buckle takes 2 minutes. Let's see. So I'll get that all set up to go. It's off a smidge, but it's not too bad. It's actually supposed to go off, so actually it's not off. The stitching's not off. It just kind of looks like that. The only major one that I can't fix is where the smile is, and that's because it landed on the cheek. But I'm gonna leave it. I kind of like it. Not every smile is perfect. Not every gingerbread is perfect, so I say it's okay. Just about done there, I think. Maybe. I think it's time for another spa day tomorrow. I need to clean around and there we go. All right. put this thread up real quick. You know, if you make one of these and you don't like the way it turned out, or you wish you would have changed something, it says you can't make another one. You could always take this, I don't know, use it as a mini wall hanging. Use it as a practice block. You know, there's always ways to fix it or use it. I'll have those extra practice blocks lying around. So the next color is the red stitching that's going to go around the candy cane and the hat. That one is going to take the very last set of stitching, which is all the white for the hat or the icing strips. It's supposed to be white, but I'm not real sure if I'm going to use white. For the most part, I probably will just to save time. That takes 11 minutes because it's going to stitch out the bottom part of the hat, and it's going to stitch out, so it'll stitch out all of this white part here, and it'll stitch out these little decorated pieces here and here. And because the lines are little round balls like you would use for decorative icing, those do take a bit of time to stitch out. All right, so we're done with the silver. Now we're back to the red to stitch out the candy cane. Oh, I guess we already stitched out the hat. Sorry. We're going to stitch out the candy cane. That's going to take a total of 5 minutes. We have 3 steps left. We have the candy cane, we have the hands, and the white icing strips. And that's it. So let's finish this up, shall we? Let me put my pressure foot down so it's easier. There we go. And go. While we are stitching this out, I am actually going to go check something to see if I have it right. I want to see how far, after we're done stitching, how far I have to turn around this the rectangle. Okay, I was right. It's a half inch. All right, so when all of the blanket stitching is done, and the whole thing is finished, it's pretty easy to finish it afterwards. You're just gonna trim it for the most part, half inch on all four sides. So you're just gonna line your ruler up with that stitched out square or a rectangle, I should say. And you're gonna line up your half inch mark on the stitching line. Then you're gonna cut it. So there has to be a half inch left from that little stitching line out. And I can tell you now that I will have to fix the stitching on the candy cane, but it's not a big deal. I can do that later. From where it got adjusted, there's one section that is not going to stitch right. And I think that we are just going to go ahead and fix it now because it's right on the part where I need it fixed. So right now, what I'm going to do is just pull my piece over just a smidge, just a little, and see if that makes it line up just a little bit better. Hopefully that will work. All right. That's a little better. That curve's always tricky. And it's really not going to hurt much to have a little bit of a thicker line right there. And I didn't catch this one in, so I'll just go back and stitch that one little section so that it matches with the other one. All right, there we go. Looking good, looking good. All right, that's looking good, guys. And there's a tiny piece of foam on one of these that I either didn't get close enough or it just wasn't in the right spot. I can easily go back and trim that off. It's not a huge deal. Pull this. I've got a piece of fabric that pulled up, so I'm trying to catch it so that when it does the stitching, it doesn't, my little foot doesn't catch it. It's not a huge deal. I can, like I said, I've got to go back and fix one spot, so I can fix that too. All right, our next color is brown for our hands. So we'll just take our little brown, our bronze. And get that ready. Now, yes, when it caught and I had to readjust everything and it started misstitching, I could have just stopped and started over. I didn't necessarily want to do that. I wanted to show y'all that you could continue. And if you didn't get it perfectly lined up, then it's not a huge deal. You can fix it. It's, you know, it may not look exactly like the pattern, but if the person that you're giving this to doesn't necessarily know, it's not going to matter. It's going to be unique and for them. So I don't think they'll care that it has an extra couple of satin stitches or, you know. All right. Now this takes about 4 minutes. It's just going to sit out the hands. That's holding the candy cane. And it takes a little longer on these last few stitches because it's having to go through all the thread and fabric that we've stitched previously. And that is pretty tough on your needle. It's also pretty tough on the machine. So when you're doing these, I would probably change my needle at least every other every other piece, if not every section. So for every one of these that you make, I would either go every other one or every single one when I change my needle. I am actually due to change my needle. I will change it with the next one, which is tomorrow. and I'm sure I'll have much better sewing results. I've just switched out a couple of these today. Like, I think I switched out 3 different ones, and so my needle's pretty worn down. Like I said, remember, if there's some extra stitches hanging out, like I'll show you this, there's some white thread from the previous stitching. I could easily clip those out. It's stitched down, the thread isn't gonna come out. So those little extra ones I can easily clip out. It will not matter. So it's roughly about 2 minutes per hand. All right, the last one is the white. So we'll get that ready. This is the longest one, guys. This is an 11-minute stitch out for the white. But it is stitching the rest of the hands and all the icing strips. Just finishing up. We got a few more stitches to go, and then we'll be done with the hand stitching, or at least the ground part of the hand stitching, I should say. And then it's our last set of stitching will be the rest of the white that needs to go on them. All the decorative icing piece and, you know, the hands where it's folded over. You know, he's folded my candy cane, so his hands are folded. All right. So the first part we're stitching out with the white is the hat, or the rim of the hat. Ah, I've got to change my bobbin, guys. All right. Let me trim this, and then I gotta change the bobbin. I'm just going ahead and clipping these first few stitches because from all the adjusting we've had to do, they were a little bit off. And since I have to change the bobbin out, I figured I would go ahead and fix this part at least. All right. There's that bobbin out. Oh yeah, we're almost there. Oh, where's my other bobbin? Okay, let's finish this up, guys. Shall we? Bobbin in. Oh man, I'm just having enough with this needle today. Yeah, let's sit, shall we? So far, so good with the stitching. I'm just kind of holding it in because this is where I have that big piece of foam. And I just kind of want to make sure I can get it in the best I can. Oh, looking good, looking good. And this is the longest part. This is an 11-minute stitch out. I'm just putting my screen back to where I can see what it's doing. So it'll make this stitch about 2 or 3 times around it, depending on what it's stitching. And then it'll start stitching out the blanket stitch. And I do have red thread holding this particular piece down. And I really don't matter if some of the red shows through. Because again, I've got red stitching around the main part of the hat. So it'll be like some of the fur or whatever is peeking through the white. Because that happens sometimes. But for the most part, it's stitching out pretty good now. Oh my goodness. This is a good time if you're at home stitching to get out, walk around, stretch your legs. I do that quite a bit when I am filming or when I'm live, you know, uh, mainly because my legs can't handle being in one way for too long. So I do tend to get up and stretch a bit, which is what I'm going to do right now. But I am still here. I'm just stretching my legs a bit. But this is the last part of the stitching. So after this is all done, we will be done. You need to grab this over here. Even though we've had some issues with the stitching on this, I quite like the way this is turning out. Yes, it could have been better. It could have been perfect. And I may go ahead and stitch another one out and use this as just a wall hanging. But for the most part, it turned out really cute. I like it. I'm very pleased with it. This is just such a long stitch out. I just have to stretch my back. For those of you that don't know, 90% of the pain that I have from the MS is in my spine. So I tend to get really stiff when I sit too long. I have to get up and move. Normally I can just sit in my chair and bend and stuff, but with me being live and filming, I just tend to like to do that off camera. I am gonna do a quick restroom run here in a bit. I want to make sure that this starts stitching out and hands right. So that doesn't mess up too terribly bad. As soon as the hands start stitching, which will be here in just a minute, we're just about done. Ooh, I got 7 people. My grandkitty wants to say goodnight to me. Okay, okay. You can try to call. I actually don't because I don't know if my other phone is charged. If it's stuck. I have to say goodnight to my grandkitties, y'all. For the 7 that are watching. No, my other phone's not charged. Can I just say goodnight online? On here? Will that work? All right. Which one is with you? I can never keep them straight. My daughter's best friend has 2 cats, and they went and had a bit of a surgery today. So she's having a sleepover with the kitty in her room. Oh, Tiger, I should know that. He's orange. Hello. Tiger, behave tonight. No trying to get out of the phone. And no jumping. You be a good boy. Good night. So this is looking quite well, guys. We are stitching out the last bit of stitching. These, this, however you want to say it. These are just the icing stripes that go across the gingerbread when you're cooking them. Considering the issues that we had earlier with it misaligning or catching and it pulled it and I had to readjust everything, it's stitching out quite well right now. So we are on the home stretch. And with that, I am going to go use the restroom real quick, and I will be right back. While this stitches out, I will be right back. If any of the 6 that are watching has a question, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat, and I will answer it right when I get back. All right, guys, I'm back. Oh, it looks good. All right, let's see. Okay, I do believe I'm trying to see because everything's in white. I need to remember that when I'm doing this, this should be the last bit of stitching. Don't be afraid to change the colors of your stitch, the colors of the stitching in your machine. Especially if you have an older machine that doesn't quite show up white very well. Don't be afraid to change the color. Just remember what that color is that you're going to be using versus what you have on your machine. But considering the issues that we had earlier, and eventually I will get all that figured out. This turned out quite well. I am quite pleased. Now, I will probably stitch out another one to go in the table runner and use this block as a wall hanging or something like that. But so now that we're done stitching, I'm not going to do it, but I will tell you how to do it. You're just going to simply take whatever ruler you have with a 1/2 inch mark on it, and you're going to line it the 1/2 inch mark on this line right here. Okay. And you're going to cut. You need a 1/2 inch from this line to the end on all 4 sides. Now, for the most part, I am doing all of the 1/2 inch cutting at the end. I'm going to trim it, just, a basic trim. And then I will go in and do the 1/2 inch trim at the end when I have all my blocks. But there you go, guys. This is what it looks like. Not too shabby for all the issues we had earlier. And again, those issues came from me putting foam in and not having the fabric over it far enough. That was my fault, not the pattern and not the machine. It was mine. But there we have it. That's it for tonight. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for letting me reach 100 subscribers. It's not much. I know it's a low number, but it means a lot to me. So thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live twice or just once. I will post. I will make a post about it on my channel when I get a chance to talk to Jaden. She had to go to bed early with a migraine. So when I discuss it with Jaden, I know there was something that she needed to do tomorrow morning. So sometime after, probably in mid-afternoon, I will probably go live with the 3rd block. Till then, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.